Of course, has been the fact that N. Chandrashekhar has been appointed the chairman of Tata Sons. The second top story, of course, has been the IT earnings from both Infosys this morning and TCS yesterday evening. Both have reported earnings for the October to December period, and there have been no surprises really from either of them. Let's discuss the performance with somebody who knows the business in and out. R. Chandrashekhar is president of NASSCOM, the industry lobby body, and he's joining us right now on the show. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. Can I just ask for your impression, sir? Growth for both the companies, Infosys and TCS, has actually been pretty flat. I'm talking about absolute performance, not against what the market or analysts were expecting. What is your impression on looking at the growth rates, both volume and revenue dollar growth that we've seen?
While, of course, as a policy, we don't comment on an individual company's performance, what we are seeing only reinforces and underlines what we had said when we came up with the revised guidance in November last year. What we had said were three things. Number one is that the muted performance in the sector was on account of a number of short-term factors like Brexit, uncertainty over the US election outcome, and then lowering of the projected economic growth rates in the GDP in some of the key geographies like in the US, UK, and Europe, and so on. So that was one aspect. The second was, we had also said that we didn't see any problems on the fundamentals, that the fundamentals for the industry were strong and remained so, and any softness was also on account of more of delayed decision making and other short-term factors. That is also brought out here. And thirdly, we had also said that we expect this to bottom out over the next quarter or a quarter and a half, which means that the Q4 of the current year will also see a very muted performance. But thereafter, as the uncertainties settle down, we expect that things will improve. And I think those signs are visible in the results that have been declared.
Sir, will you put it that way in terms of saying that you'll see an upswing? Or you think, the better way to kind of contextualize is to say that maybe we've actually seen the worst? How would you put it?
Well, that's more a matter of semantics and which way one wants to present it. But the main essence of the whole point is that we have seen the bottoming out of the negative impact of all the short-term factors that I had talked about, and that this bottoming out will happen starting from Q1 of the next fiscal. And that, whether you say it is the end of the bottom or it is an upswing, is really a matter of how you describe it. But the essence of what is happening is that.
So fair enough. On the optimistic side, most business confidence surveys from the US, in fact, are at multi-year highs. So do you think that will translate, say, into a much better next year?
No, I don't think it's a tenuous link, because, ultimately when the economy is growing, when businesses are healthy and on the rise, then their willingness to invest in technology to make themselves more competitive and more profitable would be higher. Although one might argue that it's in difficult times that you need to think of these. But the reality is that when companies are doing well, then they do think of investing for the future. And in today's world, investing in technology is one absolutely essential element of any growth strategy for a company. The other positive sign in all of this is, if you look at some of the numbers and of the companies and the results that they have just announced, there is a significant growth in the revenues from digital, which means that the transition is being successfully made by companies to move into the digital space and to actually tap into the market opportunity that is coming up because of all these developments. So these are, I think, some of the positive indications which are the basis for the confidence that the growth that has been projected by all the analysts will translate into growth for the industry in India as well.
Okay, all right, sir. Thank you very much for speaking with us. So that's the NASSCOM head.